Hello, everyone, and welcome back to, and welcome if it's your first time joining us to All Things with Queen Oreo. She's Got No Clue podcast, where we dive into the wonderful world of hobbies, interests, and everything in between. I'm your host, Queen Oreo, and today we're going to explore some amazing lifestyles that can really enrich our everyday lives. Shall we begin? Ow. Now, if you're anything like me, you know that life is all about experience, and one of the best ways to spice things up is by diving into new hobbies, whether it's picking up a camera for photography, expressing yourselves through art, or even just doodling away in a sketchbook. There is so much joy to be found in creativity. Let's start with photography. Oh man, I absolutely love capturing moments like it's freezing time, I remember the first time I got behind a camera. I was in Wisconsin, and no, I guess that's my second time. The first time I grabbed the camera and thought, let's try this, was when I lived in Florida. And being around the beach, going hiking with friends. So I kind of just remember, clicking, snapping, aim, and shot. I honestly didn't know what I was doing. But it was something I was passionate about, and I really wanted to learn so much of the abilities to proceed into photography. I did sunsets, forests. I even had my friends at the time, we did photography shooting, and we would go find abandoned buildings, and we would just have them pose, and I would just all right, I'm gonna aim, click, and it's just anything that I could think of. And then when I moved to Wisconsin, I did a lot of nature, and that was really fun, especially during the winter time and just going hiking and really getting pictures of nature and wildlife. So I will never forget that. And the one picture I will never ever forget, and that took about 10 tries, was during a thunderstorm, and I was on a balcony, and I was just like, if I just keep snapping, I bet I will get a lightning strike. And it took 10, 15 tries, and I finally got it. But yes, it is a window to the world, and it lets you share your perspective with others. Now, speaking of sharing perspective, let's chat about art. Whether you're painting, drawing, or even crafting, art is such a beautiful outlet for self-expression. I've tried my hand on everything from watercolors, digital art, and I wasn't great at it, but hey, it's okay. I did do canvases. I even took classes in school for any style of artwork. And honestly, it's all about the experimenting and having fun. And you don't need to be a pro. It's more about the process and the end results. I mean, who doesn't love a good splatter of paint or a quick, quirky doodle? Am I saying that right? Because I feel like I might stutter. And let's not forget about traveling. The thrill of packing your bags and heading off to explore new places. I love it. I love the thought about it. I personally love to explore different cultures, and honestly, the thought of trying new cuisines, dishes, and just really focusing on putting yourself, or I guess you're taking yourself out of your comfort zone in a way. So for me, I went to Seattle for the first time. Never been, never heard of it. It was a sight to see. I got to learn a few. I didn't really go into historical sites, but because my boyfriend is over in the area, I got to learn things because he's my tour guide. So rather you're going through markets, visiting historical sites, or simply enjoying local cuisines. As I mentioned, you know what they say, when in Rome, eat as the Romans do. And let me tell you, trying new dishes from around the world itself is an adventurous, and I hope you will try it. For example, whether you're trying spicy street food in Thailand or enjoying sweet pastries in France, every bite tells a story. I have been really craving and enjoying most of the dishes I've experienced in the historical learning of Filipino dishes and Korean dishes, Italian dishes, French dishes, Southern dishes, Northern dish, you name it. I've been enjoying it. Since I was a little kid, I've always been so fascinated by these things, loving it, and I still want to continue to learn more, grow, and adapt. And I want to eventually work on even maybe learning the language. Because, who wouldn't? And that's a big part of wanting to understand the culture-wise is also, learning the language barrier. There's a big difference from speaking English, Spanish, French, Italian, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Arabic. I mean, the list goes on and on. I almost forgot to mention, when you do travel, you do get to meet you do get to meet incredible people. For my experience, I've had pen pals. One pen pal I still keep in touch occasionally. She lives in Australia. Now, obviously, Australia is way ahead in the future versus my time. So it is a bit hard to keep in touch. I've also met friends from all over the states. And so it's been fascinating to learn and interact with them and hear their stories about what, their traditional cultures are. And it's a beautiful, how do I put it in words? Because I tend to stutter with words. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, with their own unique stories and traditions, it's a big, beautiful tapestry of humanity, and it reminds you just how much connected we all are. So whether you're behind the lens of a camera, creating masterpiece canvases, or exploring new cities, remember that each hobby we embrace enriches our lives in ways we can't even imagine. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things, and most importantly, having a blast while doing it. Alrighty, my Team Oreo squad. That's a wrap for today's episode on lifestyles. I hope you feel inspired to pick up a new hobby, embark on a little adventures, or simply try something you've never done before. Remember, life is too short to stick to the same old routine. And as always, thank you for tuning in to All Things with Queen Oreo. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's keep this conversation going on social media. I love to hear about your hobbies and travel stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Bye, everybody!